33 apiece, Utah State and Wyoming in Laramie. Utah State had a 12-point lead at one point in that first half. And here we are tied coming into the second half. Rich Welts along with Dan Dickow. This looked like Utah State going to run away with this early.
Yeah, they got going from the perimeter quickly with a couple early threes, and then they got the pace going. But for Utah State, they're a team that's built on shooting the three, and rightfully so. They lead the country in three-point percentage. They were only 6 of 18. That percentage must improve for Wyoming. Xavier Dussel got hot, 4 of 6 himself from beyond the arc. A deep one followed by a heat check, 16 first half points.
AT&T 5G brings you our game summary. The three-point shooting is certainly important, but everything else is pretty much even along the way here.
Well, the thing that's been important for Wyoming is they've been even on the glass. It's been 17-17 on the glass, which is an area where they've struggled at times this year. It's a focus and emphasis of the Aggies, and Wyoming has done a nice job to limit that.
Yeah, Stephen Ashworth had 3 fouls. He was 1 of 5 from the field. And again, Jeff Linder, the head coach for Wyoming, is with his ill father tonight. And so the 2 assistants have taken over. Ken DeWeese and Sundance Wicks. And Ryan Odom right now for Utah State. Remember, Utah State had that blistering second half to erase a 21-point deficit against Nevada. And out of halftime, Bairstow finds his way down the lane and misses. Dorius follow won't go. They get a fresh 20 on the clock. Ashworth heaves one up. Bairstow, offensive rebound. And another fresh 20. Shulga driving. Shulga scoring. That's a difficult shot.
Show it, pull it back, finish. Nice attack there from Shulga. But if you're Wyoming, I had just mentioned you were doing a great job on the boards. You got to take care of it on the first possession of the half.
That felt like 3 possessions. And Odom quickly in from that right wing. He's explosive. Bairstow hit a couple threes in that first half. Pick and roll. Dorius stripped to the ball. Wyoming forces a turnover. 35 apiece. At stake here for Utah State. They are 34 in the net. They need to win here. They've got Boise State coming to their place. That's a big opportunity. But you got to take care of business along the way. Just so happens along the way is Laradice. Maldonado misses, wanted a foul. Bairstow wide open, Dorius, and he missed it. Wenzel may have gotten a piece. Ball out of bounds, and I'm not sure where it went. Greg Nixon is asking for help. The original call was Utah State's basketball.
Dorius would love to have that one back. Wenzel, good job of contesting, forcing Dorius into the miss, but luckily for Utah State, they were able to recover on the baseline out of bounds.
Crowd not happy. I don't think of the 3 officials. Let's look at this again. Dorius has missed. That's Wenzel defensively. Watch where the ball goes after this. It looked like Dorius caught it with the left hand.
Crowd has every right.
But obviously you can't review until you're under 2. Funk. That's nice footwork and a bucket in tight.
Good patience. Get to the middle of the floor. Spin move and then extend away from the defense.
Again, with a pending storm, this crowd's not big, but man, are they into it. Maldonado, and it just rolls out. Free throws coming.
Maldonado didn't score much in the first half, only 4 points, but 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Another look at Taylor Funk. Gets to the spin move and then is able to kind of extend to the finish. Maldonado so crafty, gets an angle, realizes he can't get all the way to the rim, creates contact, and puts an official in the spot where he has to make a call, gets the line for 2.
Maldonado earlier tonight with his first bucket moved into 3rd all time the Wyoming scoring list past Justin James, who was an outstanding player here. 2,064 points in his career. 1 point lead for Utah State. Bairstow on the move. Maldonado has seemingly had a bigger player on him all night long, whether it's Akin or Bairstow.
That's where Utah State has quite a bit of versatility defensively. Akin, Bairstow, Shulga, all big, strong wings.
Oh, look at that. Missed the shot, though, and a rebounding foul on Utah State. And Hunter Thompson is moving rather slowly right now. You can see Thompson on that replay. He's come out of the game. You see him limping to his seat on the bench.
Not what Wyoming wants
Dussel,
to see.
And that's a rebounding foul. Powell really got his money's worth, knocking Akin to the ground. And there's Thompson on the bench. They're really thin, Dan. They're just 3 off the bench that play: Powell, Foster, and Wenzel.
We've had Wyoming a couple times in the last few weeks, and with the limited roster, we've asked, is there any thought to bring in maybe a football player who's played basketball at any point? And this deep in the season, it doesn't make a lot of sense because they don't know the offensive and defensive philosophies and structure of things. So they have limited practice anyways, but they're good to go with the 8 that they got.
Shulga coughed it up. Maldonado, Oden trailing, looking, nice dump to Dussel. Wyoming on top. First Wyoming lead. Funk with a catch. Ashworth, good head fake. Shulga, corner 3. No. And Utah State, who in that first half hit 6 threes, is now 6 of 20 in the game.
Wyoming hasn't given up any direct line drives, and they've contested every attempted 3, but Wyoming will selectively run. Utah State didn't get back matched up, allowing Dussel the easy 2, the easiest one he's had all night.
Personnel-wise, Wyoming matches up against Utah State pretty well in terms of size and the type of player that's out on the floor. Neither team has a dominant big, but Powell from Maldonado.
Well, you're in help side. You can't get caught ball watching, especially with Maldonado having it in his hands. He is such a good passer. He's one of those guys I think that likes to make plays for others more than he likes to score.
Break zone here. Next whistle. Ashworth off the screen. Bairstow, it's a 3. Wenzel the rebound. Wyoming has the lead and the momentum. A 12-point Utah State lead in the first half. All gone now.
Tons of credit have to be given to Wyoming's defense. Utah State's shot a lot of 3s, missed a lot of 3s, but it's because they haven't been able to get to the paint and create easy opportunities.
Maldonado diving, directs it to Oden. Shot clock's at 6. It's go time for Oden. That's off of Powell. It's a Utah State ball. And a timeout. Maldonado right now doing a little bit of everything for Wyoming, who's got the lead for the first time. You're watching. From Larimer, you're watching March to March, presented by Principal. Moments ago, outside, the snow is starting, and this storm, which is supposed to hit tonight at some point, looks like it's beginning. It's 32 degrees out there. Tomorrow, the low is projected to be 6 below, and with a 30-mile-an-hour wind that we had today, The wind chill probably down in the -20s.
I walked from our hotel to shoot around today, and about halfway there I realized I made a mistake because it was that windy. It was a beautiful sunny day at that point, blue skies. You made the correct choice and drove over, so thank you for the ride back when shoot-arounds were over.
Of course. Utah State, 3 of 3 to start the game from distance, 3 of 18 since. Idle Rock is in against Maldonado. Gets in the lane, kicks, Bairstow. Ashworth, yes, and that's a good sign for Utah State. Stephen Ashworth, off the catch where he's so good, is the best three-point shooter, actually second in the nation now. He had someone pass him yesterday.
Oh, 5 on the night from beyond the arc before that one, but credit Bairstow. He had an open 3. He passed it up and found Ashworth.
Now Ashworth trying to defend Maldonado to the corner. Oden, not a good look. Funk, Ashworth in transition. Bairstow trailing.
This is more the pace Utah State wants to play with. Quick decisions with the ball, get it moving side to side.
40 apiece. First game of a Mountain West doubleheader. Colorado State at San Diego State later tonight. Dussel into the corner. Wenzel stepped on the line, and that wipes out a three-point shot. And Ken DeWeese, all he can do is grimace.
He tried to talk the official David Hall into saying that his heels were up. The only time I've ever seen that call not be made with your supposed heels up was Sean Elliott hitting a 3 against the Blazers in the playoffs many years ago.
That seems to have stuck in your memory, having grown up in the Portland area.
I was as big a Blazer fan as you could find growing up.
Ashworth. A little double screen. Driving against Oden. Shot clock's down. Ashworth jumper. Foster has the rebound, and Wyoming, after falling behind 12, has played much better defense and shot the ball much better. Oh, Foster trying to do too much there. Funk against Thompson. Blocked by Thompson. Akin is fouled by Foster. Again, Wyoming doesn't really have a true point guard, so it's imperative that everyone's able to handle the ball.
Well, you want to handle the ball, have good decision making when you're in places to make the play. But the big thing is they understand when Maldonado's on the floor, the ball needs to be in his hands more times than not. Foster, more of a catch and shoot kind of guy, lost on that last possession.
Baseline out of bounds. Shulga back in. Ashworth fouled, and he's got 3 coming. And it's Foster again.
I don't know about that one. Hopefully we get a chance to look at it again. Yes, we do. Good call on second watch.
He left that, as great shooters you guys do, you keep the follow through intact. And Foster got the hand. You could see him knock the hand and spin it away. And they are looking at that hand. Not that that's evidence of the foul, but
he'd like to say it, think it is.
If this were CSI Laramie, which is coming, I think, in the future, Mark Harmon, I think, is interested.
You know, Wyoming is a difficult place to get to in the winter months. And we've both been here a number of times, but in the summer, it is unbelievable. Cody, Wyoming rodeo up on the north side of the state.
Without question. And you know what? As tough as it is to get here, it is a great place to call a game.
Yes.
And again, the crowd is probably cut in half with this impending storm because people come from all over this state, travel in hours away, and that's not a good idea tonight.
The only Division I program in the state, so they get support from all 4 corners.
Ashworth, who had a big night from the free throw line in that comeback win over Nevada. gives Utah State a 3-point lead. Maldonado has been a facilitator most of the night. And Dussel has done the work in terms of scoring. He's got 18. He misses there. Atkin. Idle Rock finds Atkin. Ball fake. Traveled.
Atkin didn't like the call, but it was the correct one. Great job from Hunter Thompson. 6 foot 10 inch big from Pine Bluff, Wyoming. Came over in time. Didn't commit early to contesting a shot. Stayed down. That was enough to force the turnover.
And Maldonado loses the ball. That's a good look from Funk. Ashworth is fouled. Dussel. And Ashworth back to the line. And a timeout on the floor. Utah State back on top, 43-40. Aggies with a 3-point lead, 12 minutes left in this ball game. One of the great names and players in Wyoming history, Fennis Dembo, leading scorer in their history, 2,311 points. Took him to the Sweet 16 in 1987, WAC Player of the Year. Also on the cover of Sports Illustrated. His number retired back in 2019. CBS Sports celebrates Black history, its limitless culture, and undeniable impact. Happy Black History Month. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickow in Laramie, where Wyoming, as everybody knows, is undermanned. They lost Graham Ike out for the season. Noah Reynolds, their leading scorer, out for the season. 3 players left. Maldonado remains, and now he is 3rd all-time in Mountain West history.
Well, he's got an outside shot to catch Brandon Ewing, but more than likely won't catch Fennis Dembo.
Let me clarify that. 3rd in Wyoming history, and I believe he's 5th now in Mountain West history. Ashworth, free throw on the way.
Only player in Mountain West history with 2,000 career points, 600 career assists. 2nd in conference history in assists behind Kendall Williams, who played for Steve Alford during some of those really good New Mexico teams. I believe he's 14 behind coming into tonight, so it's only a matter of time before he is the all-time assist leader in the Mountain West.
4-point Utah State lead. Maldonado.
Hands up.
Wenzel can shoot the 3, and he buries one.
Perfect lead-in, Rich. That's beautiful.
Well, that's part of his game. He's a 41% 3-point shooter. He didn't necessarily create his own shot, but that time he did a nice job. Got some space and buried it. Back to a 2-point game. Atkin, who plays starters minutes. That's a turnover.
Not a good turnover. 10 now on the evening for Utah State. They're a team that only turns it over about 11.5 times on the season per game.
Both teams at 10 turnovers apiece. Wenzel now hunting for 3s. Thompson rises. Missed it. Idle Rock the rebound. Chance to stretch the lead for the Aggies. Ashworth, who played 39 minutes his last game. Idle Rock stumbles and walked. 11 turnovers. Brendan Wenzel, the junior, the transfer from Utah.
Good recognition. Defender goes under the screen or gets caught up, you'd be able to recognize it and pull the trigger. Brendan Wenzel started his career at Utah. He's been a good fit here.
Maldonado off of Atkins' leg. Fortunate for Maldonado.
Puts so much pressure, does Maldonado, on the defense, whether it's a pick and roll and then turns it into post ups, or that time a throw and go. Hit and cut right off the recipient of the pass. Try to get an edge on the defender.
Wenzel head fake, cleared for 3 and did not get it off. Maldonado against Shoga. Those are 2 really good players. It's a creative pass. Thompson falling away, missed it. Ashworth now with 4 rebounds to go with his 10 points. Pick, roll, Thompson got a hand on it. Maldonado finds Thompson. Maldonado, there was contact, but no whistle, and it stays with Wyoming, 11 to shoot. Shot clock down to 4 now.
This is where you've worked on these scenarios throughout the season to have quick hitters on baseline and sideline out of bounds, late clock situations such as this.
And Zihamoda comes in. RJ Idlerock sits down. Jeremiah Oden for Wyoming comes in for the youngster Nate Barnhart. Four to shoot. Dussel, boy, that almost worked perfectly. Dussel hit a couple of difficult threes just like that earlier in the game.
Many times the most dangerous player in a baseline out of bounds situation is the trigger man, the passer, which in that case was Dussel.
Ashworth cleared some space. He's got a dozen.
Relatively quiet in that first half with only 2 points, but he's such a good shooter and scorer. It was only a matter of time.
Maldonado just willing himself to the glass.
That's what you call bully ball. He's going to be able to play at the YMCA with that type of back down move when he's a lot older.
He's going to be playing somewhere for money next year.
Next year for sure, but I'm talking years down the road. That's a play that I couldn't do in my mid-40s now. I had no bully ball in my game whatsoever.
Bairstow misses, and here's Wyoming down 2 with the ball. He doesn't shoot the 3, so that allows defenses, not to have to come out and get him, but he just finds a way to get stuff done.
He's so smart, though. He's strong. He creates contact, which then allows him to find an angle to attack the defense. And right again, in a back down situation, looking for a double. If none comes, he attacks.
It's a good job by Bairstow. And Hamoda has the rebound. That's a rebounding foul on Wyoming. I think it's Oden who knocked down Ashworth. And it is Oden, his second personal. 3rd team foul. Let's see what Utah State dials up here. Shoga gets in deep. Ashworth to Shoga. Wow. Great step through, and Funk with the finish. That's beautiful. Explosive move by Shoga.
Because Utah State has so many good shooters on the perimeter, closeouts happen because you have to take that away or contest. If you're too aggressive on it, attack with the dribble. That's exactly what Shoga did there.
That's an impossibly hard shot by Dussel. Ashworth, look at Shoga going hard. Kicks again, rotate to Ashworth, and a 3, and he missed it. Dussel, the rebound. Crowd wanted to foul.
Yes, they did. Taylor Funk, sometimes you just need to get back on defense. Lucky he wasn't called for one there.
Wyoming is gassed right now. They're really thin. Ken DeWeese calls a timeout. Tight game under Maldonado is keeping it close. Cowboys and Aggies in the Mountain West. You're watching the Mountain West Conference on CBS Sports Network. turning back the clock. We can do that here as well. 1943, Dan Dickow. Kenny Sailor's the star of this team. He invented the jump shot. Big statue of him here at the Arena Auditorium. 31-2. They went to New York. It was an 8-team tournament at Madison Square Garden, and they won it 46-34 over Georgetown. And that is the story behind that banner. So you can thank Kenny Sailors, because if he had not invented that shot, I'm not sure that you'd be an All-American or had played in the NBA like you did.
Revolutionized the game with the jump shot, that's for sure.
Here tonight, Wyoming, as they've done, even without all these players that they're missing, has proved to be a headache, especially on this floor. Remember, they beat New Mexico in Albuquerque 2 games ago. Maldonado. Thompson's back in. Wenzel, who has hit a 3, that's a 2, and he misses that. Akin with the rebound. He's got 5 in the game to go with 6 points.
Both teams have really struggled from the field in the second half. Both sitting at 5 of 17 from the field. You want to give a lot of credit defensively, but there's been many contested out-of-character shots throughout the second half on both teams.
6.5 left. Shulga backing down Wenzel. And that's a creative bounce pass, and Hamoda cutting to the bucket. Converts.
Well, recognize that it looked as if Shulga was going up with a jump shot. Hamoda was probably thinking crash the glass. At the last second, Shulga found him.
Oden's pass. Shulga got a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. And a timeout. Utah State 51, Wyoming 45. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. Under 6 in Laramie, 51-45, Utah State. We revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Daisy Cottage Cheese.
Well, Utah State wanted to pin fouls on Wyoming. That has not worked out to their advantage like I thought they wanted to. They also wanted to push the pace. Wyoming doing a nice job of slowing it down. For the Cowboys, rebound. They've hung tough on the glass, only down 4 in that category, and they've helped Maldonado. Xavier Ducell, terrific tonight, 18 points, including 4 made threes.
Imperative for Utah State as they try to get themselves off the bubble and into the NCAA tournament to keep winning games, especially games like this.
Well, they can't slip up. They've got a good quad 1 opportunity coming with Boise State, but when you're a Mountain West team,
Maldonado misses the 3.
more than likely you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt as if you were in the Big Ten or SEC.
Maybe a little too creative there.
Well, you like the effort from Powell, but you're in a tight game, down 6 minutes or so left. You must value the basketball. You got an extra possession through the offensive rebound. Get it back to a playmaker such as Maldonado and get into good offense.
6 of 18 and 1 of 7 from distance is Utah State shooting in this second half. Hamoda getting some valuable minutes here. Bairstow in the lane, and he misses that shot. And Wyoming sticking around, down by 6, though they're 1 of their last 9 from the field.
I'd expect pick and rolls turning into post-ups for Maldonado or Ducell.
Hamoda riding him with an arm bar, which is okay in rodeo, which they have a rodeo team here. I know you can't wait to get to the rodeo here in Wyoming. That's on the bucket list this summer.
Yeah, our family's talking about going to the Cody Rodeo again. We went a few years back. It was a lot of fun.
Man down, Ashworth. Ducell's 3. Look at Maldonado's rebound to keep the possession alive. Kick. Oden missed the 3. I'm surprised Maldonado didn't figure out a way to get that one as well. He's been everywhere.
Well, they've done, Utah State has a nice job of limiting him from scoring the basketball, but he's still got 5 assists and 8 rebounds.
Akin in with the left hand. And Utah State now with an 8-point lead, and it feels a little bit like a tipping point for the Aggies.
You need a bucket here if you're Wyoming.
Good entry, good foul actually by Shulga.
Really good foul from Shulga. Got caught out of position, was Akin going for the steal. Powell coming over from help side, or excuse me, Shulga coming over from help side, but Akin on that previous replay does all the little things. He's spent some time at UMBC, was at Cal Baptist a season ago, does so many things that don't show up on the scoreboard.
53-46, Utah State on top. Nevada and Wyoming. So Nevada has to come here and handle Hunter Maldonado. That's coming up Monday night, 9 Eastern here on CBS Sports Network.
They've got a heck of a trio. Will Baker, Keenan Blackshear, Jared Lucas. The parts fit much better this year for Steve Alford.
Without question. Ashworth. Bairstow. Remember, Ashworth is not necessarily the point guard. Bairstow, corner 3, no. And Funk keeps it alive. Tips it out, fresh 20. Lead is 6. Shulga into the lane.
What a pass.
Finds Akin, who's fouled and scores.
The patience from Shulga. It looked as if he was going to throw it to the corner. Held on just long enough to find Akin.
53-47, Utah State on top of Wyoming. Time now for Worth a Watch, brought to you by Principal Stephen Ashworth, especially as we're headed towards March. Certainly a guy you want to keep your eye on for Utah State. Second leading three-point shooter in the country percentage-wise. Does a lot of things. He has to run the team at times with the loss of their point guard, Rylan Jones, who's still out with an injury. Ashworth, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists so far tonight.
He's also an underrated defender. He does a really good job of understanding schemes of the opponent, how to best take them out. When you're an undersized guard, you have to be smart. You have to know the scouting report inside and out and be able to play angles. He does.
Akin completes a huge three-point play for Ryan Odom in Utah State. 56-47. For Utah State, this is kind of survive and advance. It's not been pretty, but they're in a position to get out of here with a win. And then set their sights on Boise State. They've got UNLV on the road. And then the Mountain West tournament. Maldonado to the line. Coming up, Isaiah Stevens in Colorado State on the road. And number 22 San Diego State is waiting for him. It's here on CBS Sports Network. Chris Lewis, Avery Johnson have the call of that game. And for San Diego State, obviously at number 22 in the country. Jerry Palm has them as a 6th seed right now in the NCAA tournament. They are number 17 in the net.
I agree with that. One that I'm a little confused at is Boise State, their projected seed, considering how good they are, and a chance to compete again for a Mountain West title.
Jerry has them as an 11 seed.
Their team that Boise State has battled some injuries. Marcus Shaver could be talked about as a potential player of the year in the conference, but he's been battling ankle injuries and he's missed some time.
Akin back to the line, where he's a 71%. he gets fouled a lot. This is his 152nd free throw attempt this year. And he comes off the bench.
Well, he knows one way to play, and that's aggressive. He attacks the glass. He attacks post-up opportunities. He is not afraid of contact.
Maldonado attacks him, blocked the shot, kick back out. Oden three. Look who got the rebound. Maldonado. Dussel, hot certainly in that first half. Wenzel, a turnaround. Akin the rebound.
I would not expect Utah State to shoot this with more than about 6 or 7 on the shot clock. And I would imagine it's a pick and roll with Stephen Ashworth. Tremendous ball handler, decision maker. Gets to the free throw line, knocks him down at a high clip.
Ashworth actually talking with his coach, Ryan Odom, during that dribble. Baseline drive, floater. Oh, gorgeous. And he's fouled.
That is a big-time shot. A runner on the baseline is much different than a runner from the middle of the floor because of the depth perception, and the fact that is you can't use the backboard when you're shooting a runner on the baseline. Bench loved it.
That's even sweeter in slow motion. I mean, no rotation on that ball. I mean, just still as it floats through the air.
Beautiful shot.
58-50. Lead is 8. Under 2. Wyoming needs buckets. Powell going hard, and he's fouled. Bairstow got ball, but there was plenty of body there.
Those are the kind of plays that make you excited for the future of Powell if you're a Wyoming Cowboy fan. Screen, quick dive, and then the attack of the rim with a little bit of added strength. He is going through, and that's a dunk and 1 opportunity.
Wyoming 0 for their last 9 from the field. They're not helping themselves from the line there. 12 of 17 on the night. Just balanced scoring from Utah State. Bench scoring from Utah State. Those are 2 of their strengths. People focus, and rightfully so, on their three-point shooting. They're the best in the country. They're 40%, right?
Well, I think they've got a really nice offensive attack with what they like to do, screen and rolls, ball movement, player movement. But the fact is they've got a lot of good shooters, so three-point opportunities present themselves. They're able to knock them down at a high clip.
Obviously, they like the ball in Ashworth's hands in moments like this.
A 90% free throw shooter, or actually a shade under 90%.
And that's where he got most of his points late in the Nevada comeback. He had 20 points, but he was just 2 of 10 from 3, played 39 minutes.
As a team, Utah State, a really good free throw shooting team, nearly 77% on the year.
There's the drought for Wyoming. Ashworth hits him. Lead extended. And it's a 10-point Aggie lead. Minute 45 left. Maldonado weaves in. Shot blocked. Akin. Foul. Late whistle. And it's Akin. Hunter Maldonado is a point and a rebound away from a double-double.
Talked a lot about Utah State and their offensive attack, but they've got to be given a lot of credit for defensively what they've done on Maldonado. Maldonado has been scoring at a really high clip the last couple weeks in Mountain West play. They haven't given him anything easy.
Buck 37 left in this one. Right now, Utah State an 8-point lead. (60-52), Utah State on top. This is the group that Utah State wants to join, and that's the last 4 into the NCAA tournament. According to Jerry Palm, these are the last 4 in. Or excuse me, first we go first 4 out.
North Carolina coming off a national title game appearance. Haven't been able to play with any type of consistency this year.
There's the last 4 in, and you see New Mexico sneaks in. They have a 47 net, and Utah State with a 34 net. And I think a lot of people, and some rightfully so, say, well, why isn't Utah State in that group? The net isn't the be-all, end-all. There's other factors, but I think Utah State's deserving as well.
I do too. I think the one thing's missing is a quad 1 win. That couldn't change, but sometimes there are statistics that get looked at and overemphasized.
Wow, almost a turnover. Bairstow races it into front court, beats the 10 seconds. And now they're going to have to extract it out of the hands of Ashworth, which is not easy, or send him to the line. Shulga. Shot clock's down. Shulga in the lane. Kick out. Funk. That is off the front of the iron. And Wyoming has the ball. Down 8. A minute left.
You got to get something quick.
Dussel hunting for a 3. Gets to the baseline. Fires to the corner. Maldonado. And Utah State has the rebound. 54 seconds left. Ashworth headed back to the line. Well, it hasn't been easy, but this is survive and advance. You get out of here with the win and you say thanks, and now you got to get another win if you're Utah State on the road at UNLV, and you got Boise State coming to what is one of the great home courts in the West up in Logan.
Well, that's what you expect end of February in a conference like the Mountain West. I mean, this is an undervalued conference across the country. One thing this league does need to kind of really make a statement is have a team advance in the NCAA tournament. Last year, 4 teams in, but none won their first round game.
Dussel hard to the bucket, missed it there. Ashworth has it. Shulga's fouled. He'll get some free throws now. And it looks like with 40 seconds left, a 10-point lead in Utah State. Well, this doesn't feel like it's in doubt. Getting back home might be. Their charter flight out of Laramie as the snow has started to fall. There are plenty of hotel rooms, though, here in Laramie.
I'm sure they enjoyed their time here, especially looks like going to escape with a win, but definitely would like to get back and be on a normal travel schedule.
Shulga's free throw is good, and a 12-point lead for the Aggies. Maldonado up the floor. And Wyoming just trying to find a shot. Dussel. Oh, man. Some shot that was. He's got 21 now. He has made 5 of the 6 threes from Wyoming, and it's a season high for Dussel. 22 was his career high, but I think that kind of tells the story, doesn't it? They needed 3-point shooting, and they got it from Dussel, but Wenzel hit a 3, and that's it. Those are the only threes.
Big-time shot over a really good defender in Aiken.
Ashworth 10 of 12 from the line. Still a 10-point game. Maldonado wedges it in. And so possession arrow rules with 17 seconds left. At UNLV, then Boise State, and then the Mountain West tourney, and they'll get a shot, you would think, at a quad 1 win there on a neutral floor. Wenzel misses, Shulga has it, and Utah State. Boy, remember the last game? They were down 21, not looking good. Biggest comeback in school history. They beat Nevada. That's a really nice win. And they follow that up with a gritty road win here in Laramie. And Dan Dickow, the rest of the league will look at this, look at the Mountain West standings. Everybody in that top quadrant's going to have to keep on winning, it feels like. $65-55 is the final. Utah State, Stephen Ashworth come in here and get it done. Colorado State, San Diego State is coming up. This is presentation CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Let's head back to the studio in New York. A 10-point win for the Aggies.